baby? How is that even possible? He just choked out two giant snakes like they were nothing! If this is what mixed blood looks like, that's one hell of an ultimate life form!
It's not just about the strength. He's Zeus's latest experiment for humanity. No more need for lightning bolts. He's bred living weapons to slash through any monster that threatens the gods.
Wow! The gods are something else! They don't love humans! They're just crafting toys to fight their dirty wars!
Bingo! And the star of this bloodbath is that monster baby you just saw. Heracles. Are these demigod heroes a blessing or the prelude to destruction? Let's dive into the Age of Heroes. Zeus's goal was clear: to add the supreme power of Olympus to the persistent vitality of humans, creating a perfect hero who wouldn't break under any disaster. He chose the most beautiful and wise woman on earth, Alcmene, and very cunningly, he perfectly disguised himself as her husband, Amphitryon, who was away at war and sneaked into her bedroom.
My love, I have finally returned to your arms after a long and exhausting war. Tonight will be longer and more beautiful than any other night in the world.
To conceive the seed of the perfect hero, Zeus ordered the sun god to prevent the sun from rising for a whopping 3 days. After such a long night, a baby with an immense destiny to shake Olympus began to grow in Alcmene's womb. That baby is the greatest superstar of Greco-Roman mythology, Heracles. However, there was a fatal bug in this perfect plan. It was the existence of Hera, the queen of Olympus and the goddess of marriage. For her, who had to protect the peace of the family, Zeus's constant cheating was the worst insult imaginable. Furthermore, this time, it wasn't something she could just let slide. Zeus was openly bragging all over Olympus, saying,
That child will become a great king who will rule everything in the future.
How dare you, leaving me aside, mess around with a human woman rolling in the mud and plan to make that seed a great king? Zeus, I will tear your arrogant dream to shreds. Every breathing moment of that child's life will be more painful than hell.
So, Zeus created the OP character to end all OP characters and bragged about it? This is basically advertising to Hera that I cheated on you. Why is he being so uncool?
Ha! That's Zeus's prankster aura for you. Isn't it the god's hobby to set the stage and watch from behind? But 2 snakes for a baby? That's way too spicy, even for a prank.
Don't worry though, since he inherited Zeus's blood, he must have been born with an incredible, lucky aura.
Hera has every right to be jealous. After all, someone as great as me was born. But no matter how jealous she is, messing with a clueless baby is a bit out of style.
Right. But the wrath harbored by the Queen of Gods easily transcends shallow human common sense. Hera had no mercy. Before the child could even walk on his own, she sent the most horrific and secret assassins from the darkness into his cradle. Deep in the night, shortly after Heracles was born, using her power, Hera secretly summoned 2 of the most fatal, venomous snakes on Earth into the baby's room. The moment the snakes approached, silently, opened their mouths, and were about to sink their sharp fangs into the baby's neck. His twin brother, Iphicles, screamed. But Heracles was different. A normal baby would have died of fear before even being grazed by the fangs, but he was Zeus's ultimate creation. He strangled the snakes to death with immense power, unbelievable for a baby's grip. When his parents rushed into the room, the baby was holding the dead snakes like a rattle toy, smiling innocently. It was the first debut match of a human hero crushing a disaster sent by a god with his bare hands. Heracles grew into a warrior of overwhelming physical prowess, smashing all threats with his strength ever since. He married Megara, the princess of Thebes, had beautiful children, and was tasting the greatest happiness a hero could enjoy. But Hera never gave up. If she couldn't kill him with snakes, she decided to destroy his mind. One night, Hera sent the goddess of madness to completely paralyze Heracles' reason. In the eyes of Heracles, caught in a horrific hallucination, his beloved children and wife, running toward him with smiles, looked like terrifying monsters trying to assassinate him.
Step back, you demons! I will protect my family!
What awaited him upon waking from the madness were the cold corpses of his beloved family, smashed by his own overwhelming strength. His invincible body, which nothing could break, paradoxically became the worst weapon that tore apart the world he wanted to protect the most with his own hands. It was the most desperate mental breakdown in mythological history, created by Hera's persistent anger. Driven crazy by guilt, Heracles tried to take his own life, but even dying was impossible due to his near-immortal body. Eventually, he visited the Oracle of Delphi to ask for a way to wash away this horrific sin and save his soul. And what was waiting for him there was a perfect death trap pre-arranged by Hera.
If you wish to wash away your sins, become a slave to the cowardly king of Mycenae, Eurystheus, and complete all the 12 absolutely impossible labors he commands. Only that will save you.
That's an entirely unfair contract. He wasn't born as the son of a god because he wanted to be, yet he has to take all the blame under Hera's curse for life. To be less than cool, those 12 labors aren't even given to complete a quest. They're just blatantly pushing him to get torn to death by monsters.
Exactly! The list of those 12 labors is a guaranteed deathmatch stage preset by Hera, carefully selecting only the greatest monsters on Earth. It's truly the most brutal prank of a curse in history.
But there was one thing Hera overlooked. The essence of Heracles was that he is a human who, the more he suffers, doesn't collapse but smashes through his limits by himself. The hero's first death match to pay the price of blood, the Nemean lion. Class dismissed for today.